Jon Jones versus Dominick Reyes. What a spectacular fight that is. And I think that is a fight that's going to go down a little bit differently than what most people think. I think most people think that fight is going to be Jon Jones goes in there, picks his opponent apart, and get the stoppage or win a very dominant unanimous decision. Just a vintage Jon Jones performance, basically. And it might go down that way. There's a lot of evidence that says it does. Jon Jones is one of the greatest of all time. He's undefeated. And Dominick Reyes is also undefeated. And Dominick Reyes is an athlete by trade. He's a former football player. He's a former wrestler. Oh, and by the way, he came this close to being in the NFL. Why do I bring this up? Why do I bring Dominick Reyes' history in sports up? Because I can't bring anything up that can challenge Jon Jones' skills. I can't sit here and tell you Dominick Reyes has a head kick that can just go through the guard of Jon Jones. I can't tell you that Dominick Reyes has a takedown, a double leg that can just take Jon Jones down even if Jones doesn't want to. It's not the case. Most likely Jon Jones will have the ability, will have the decision whether he wants to go on the ground or not. There's almost nobody, if anybody, that can challenge Jon Jones when it comes to skill. So you have to bring something different. And I think Dominick brings something different. His experience of losing and winning and being in so many different matches in different sports, in different teams, in different coaches, in different arenas. He's been there, he's done that, he's made bad choices in games. He's made good choices in games. He's made good choices and then made bad ones and lost the game. He's made bad choices and then readjusted and then won the game. These things are important because I think that is the X factor about Dominick Reyes, excuse me. And I think he needs to bring every ounce of his experience to just have a chance against Jon Jones. I think he needs to bring every ounce of experience to just have a chance against Jon Jones. A legitimate chance. But that's just how good Jon Jones is. I'm not saying that Dominick Reyes is going to come in here and win a decision. I'm not saying Dominick Reyes is going to come in here and just beat Jon Jones round after round. That's going to be so difficult to do. It's very hard to imagine a scenario where that happens. But if Dominick Reyes comes in to this fight with the correct mindset, with the right amount of confidence, to not be allured by Jon Jones when he gets in there inside the octagon and the door shuts. When he looks across the cage of Jon Jones, he sees another competitor. He doesn't see Jon Jones, the greatest of all time. He sees another competitor, another match, and another bunch of things he has to do in order to get another win as an athlete. That's the mindset he needs. And if he can come in with that, and then also have the right preparation leading up to the fight, and hopefully not be super injured walking in, and then have a good weight cut as well, and just a little bit of luck as well, then he can beat Jon Jones. He can beat Jon Jones, and he can beat him in the first or second round. I think he can get the job done. And something tells me he does. There's something about Dominick Reyes that tells me he will get the job done. Everyone says they're confident when they're fighting Jon Jones. Everyone says, I don't care about Jon Jones, I care about myself. Of course, they're trying to convince themselves that it is the right thing to say. I'm not ripping on them. But when Dominick Reyes says it, I believe him. We're going to see Saturday night.